Hey guys, welcome to your virtual field trip of Tyler Brook. I hope you guys remember me. I'm Bailey, and today we're going to be looking for signs of spring. You guys can download your packets that you had all year long from our website, and today we're going to do the pages with all of the flowers on them. You guys did the leaves this past fall, so let's get started. Alright, it is tick season, so a couple of tricks to help keep ticks off of you. Make sure you wear long pants that you can tuck your socks into. Have closed-toed shoes, and also tuck a long sleeve shirt into your pants as well. Awesome. You can turn to the page in your book that says what are some signs of spring, and we'll start looking around and observing what you can see and hear along the way. Do you guys remember sitting here this fall? The leaves were all over the ground. There was lots of dirt and mud everywhere and not too much green going on. But now when you look around, you guys can see lots of green sprouts coming out of the ground. All of these trees have little buds coming out on them. The leaves are coming up. And if we stay really quiet, you can hear some birds chirping. Here's another great sign of spring. This body of water right here is called a vernal pool. It's a pool of water that's only here early in the spring, and during the summertime it dries out. This is a great spot if you go out. You can look for all kinds of things around the edge, like fish eggs and salamanders and frogs. If you look in the water, you guys can look down in the water and you can find a frog right there. All right, do you guys remember sitting on this bridge this past fall? We sat here, we looked around at all the different signs of fall that you saw. Now when you look around though, there's a lot more green, no more dead leaves. Before there were just the pine trees with leaves on them. Now you can see all the leaves coming out on all of the other trees as well. Oh, in the fall we talked about why everything was falling off the trees and all the changes were happening with the colors of the leaves and the animals going to sleep. But now, why are we getting spring back again? So in the fall, we talked about the tilt of the earth a little bit. We said if the sun was over here and it was becoming fall, the earth was tilting away from the sun in the northern hemisphere, which is where we live. But now that summer is coming back and we're in the spring, we're starting to tilt back over towards the sun. So we're getting longer days and we're getting warmer weather. Alrighty, now we're going to talk about fungus and what fungus is. Fungus is a living organism that gets its food and energy by decomposing other matter. It can be dead trees, it could be leaves, it could be other organisms that died, and they break it all down and turn it into the soil under your feet. Now this is unlike plants that get their sunlight, or use the sunlight to get their energy, and animals that eat their food to get energy. Now there are three different kinds of fungi I'll tell you about right now. There are mushrooms, there's yeast, and there's mold. Yeast and mold you might have seen around your house even. If food goes moldy or you bake bread, you put yeast in it. And mushrooms you might have found in your fridge as well, but they also grow all around in nature. And there are some over here on this tree growing. You can see all the different ones here that have grown off the tree. Now even though this tree isn't dead, these mushrooms are kind of acting like a parasite, and they're gonna eat off the tree as it lives. And mushrooms have three different parts you can know. If you see a mushroom growing out of the ground, it has a stem, it has a cap on the top, and the soft frilly parts on the bottom are called gills. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for some of those mushrooms as well, and you can look for them too in your yard. So we found some more mushrooms here growing off. You have this big part here, the cap, and you can tell they're kind of hard and stuck on the trees. And underneath on this side here are the gills, and you can go find them on other mushrooms that you see. Another thing to look for are different holes in the ground or in the trees where you can find signs of other animals. What do you think made all of these holes? Probably a woodpecker. But after the woodpecker pecks away looking for bugs, they then leave the holes and other animals like chickadees move in. And when you look in the ground, you can see animals such as a chipmunk. So we'll show you a quick video of those here too. So, one of your pages in your book asks you to look for stone walls, house foundations, and other signs of past life. So here you guys can see this stone wall. Now these were signs that people used to live here a long time ago, and stone walls like this would have been used to mark property boundaries or been built up higher to keep in pastured animals like sheep, maybe some cows, and they would go all along the property boundaries of the area. So see if you can look for any stone walls or foundations on your walk. All right, we're all the way over to the overlook. Do you guys remember coming out here, sitting and eating your lunches and looking out over the water? It looks a little different than it did in the fall. All the green grasses haven't quite grown back from being crushed up by snow during the winter time. But as spring and summer keep going, there will be nice, tall, luscious grass covering the flats here. So lots of flowers is another sign of spring, and one of your pages in your book says to find a pretty flower and draw it nice in detail. To draw it in detail, you're going to want to get really close up to it and take your pencil or colors and see how many petals you can draw, how many stems and leaves there are. And as you count and observe, make sure you write down some observations beside it. Now, these are dandelions over here, which are actually considered a weed. They're the ones that turn into the bright white puffballs you see and maybe like to blow on in your parents' yards. Alrighty, that wraps up our field trip with Tyler Brook. I hope you guys have fun exploring. You guys can come out here to the property if you want to go for a trail walk or go explore any trail or yard around you and see what you can find. Make sure you guys fill out your books along the way and feel free to share photos with us too. Have a good one!